Hello, welcome to Cooking Lookin with Keisha. I decided I wanted to make banana bread because I had some bananas. I had like 3 bananas and I was like, and they were just going bad and they were like gnats all over the place. I do not like gnats. I'm this woman now. Like all the time, I'm like this. Anyway, it's just the season. So I was like, I need to do something with these bananas. So I decided to make some banana bread. So I am going to use my trusty go-to cookbook that I stole from my mama when I moved out. Apparently this was published in 1979. It's probably like a republication too. I don't know. No, it doesn't say anything else, but I used to use this cookbook when I was a kid. When I made my first cake, I used this cookbook. It was nasty. I didn't know the difference between all-purpose flour. I always say all-purpose flour and self-rising flour, and my mom only kept self-rising flour in the kitchen. And so I used that. And you would think after one time using it, I would have learned my lesson, but I didn't. It took me a while to know the difference. But yeah, I used to go through my mom's cookbooks all the time as a kid. I'm talking about like 7, 8, 9. And I would, oh, I hear Blackie. Hi, Blackie. How you doing? Yeah? Come here, come on. Say hi to the camera. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people. Ha ha ha. He's like, what are you doing? I just came in here for food. I know there's food somewhere. Say bye-bye. Say yeah, put me down. Okay, bye-bye. All right. Washing my hands. All right, back to the story. I don't know where I left off, but I'm gonna get back to the story. So when I was a kid, I used to do cookbooks. I used to read my mom's cookbook. I used to read my mom's cookbooks, and I used to, and I was like, I'm gonna do this someday. Like, I don't know. I was just thinking. And then what really happened was that I was home when we got sick. My mom was one of those really extra cautious kind of moms. And so when we got sick, we stayed home from school. And then even though we would feel better after like a couple of days, she'd be like, no, you're gonna relapse. And I'd be like, okay. And so I just stayed home another day, but I was like feeling better. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cook something. Yeah. So I cracked open this trusty cookbook and I made a cake with self-rising flour. Yes, that's what I said. And I made my mom come home and buy frosting. She bought this nasty like gel coconut stuff. I don't even know what it was. It was gross. So it was gross, and the cake was really salty tasting because I just followed directions to a T and didn't realize that you didn't have to do that if you were using self-rising flour. So, but that was like one of my first baking experiences. And my mom tasted it. I tasted it too. It was gross. It was nasty. I remember it being nasty. It was like funny. It was nasty. But like I said, I didn't learn my lesson because later on I made like a pie crust for the first time with self-rising flour. It didn't turn out either. So it was all puffy and I was like, why is it puffy? And stuff. But as time went on, I learned the difference. And anyway, so yeah, we're gonna make banana bread. We're gonna make some banana bread using this trusty classic recipe as its base. Of course, I'm gonna do some stuff to it because that's how I roll. Okay, so first of all, we are going to make the basic part of it. So I already have some, ooh, that happened. I already have some, what do I already have in here? I know what I already have in here. I have some salt, baking powder, and baking soda. Now the recipe only calls for soda in here, but I'm using almond flour, low carb. And so when you use almond flour to bake stuff, you have to, it's not as light as regular flour, so you have to compensate with that by adding more rising elements to it. So I added the extra baking powder to just make it a little bit more. And then we, so it's a cup of flour. And then I can do this. I always like stutter when I say I'm gonna make the recipe for it, but I will make the recipe. I will put the recipe, my version of this recipe with a credit to this Pillsbury cooking book. so you guys can try this banana bread. The next thing we're gonna do is add a cup of all-purpose, haha, said it, flour, and then we're gonna add some nuts. I'm adding more nuts, and I only had candy walnuts, so I'm using candy walnuts, so about 2/3 of candy walnuts. You can use any nuts you want. I do like my stuff more nutty, so that's just me. And then of course we're gonna put the banana in there. And like I said, this is 3 bananas because I wanted to use up the bananas, and I'm using up my bananas. And so we got butter and oil and milk going in there. And we have 2 eggs going in there. 2 eggs. Oh, you know what I forgot to grab? Because even though it's not in the recipe, I forgot to, oh, I dropped the shell. I got it. Even though it's not in the recipe, I'm gonna put in, I'm gonna grab it in a minute, some cinnamon and nutmeg, because I like when I'm making quick breads, most of the time I make pumpkin bread. My mom loves pumpkin bread. And so I usually wind up making pumpkin bread for like Mother's Day, her birthday, and Thanksgiving. So I make it about 3 times a year. And so she loves these quick bread. I'm also putting in some almond and emulsion, baker's emulsion. I'm not saying that right, but this adds a little more flavor to it. You saw me add vanilla. And I'm gonna go to the cupboard and get some nutmeg and cinnamon. So here's a dash of nutmeg, not measuring it. You just do it till it tastes good, right? So it says a cup of sugar. I'm gonna do about 1/2 cup of white sugar. 1/2 cup of white sugar. I'm about to use up all my brown sugar because there's not that much. And then we're gonna do some honey. And we're gonna do some, I really liking date syrup because it adds sweetness, but it also adds this very earthy taste to stuff. So we're gonna put in the rest of it's gonna be date. Ugh. Alright, and then we're gonna use our spatula, my favorite one. A messy kitchen is a happy kitchen. Mine is delirious. I can say that. Mine is delirious. Which was a true statement at my last place. Alright. Alright, so now we're just gonna, let's make sure we got it. Sugar, check. Bananas, check. Oil, check. Milk, check. Vanilla, eggs, chopped nuts, soda, salt. Yes, we got everything in there. Woohoo! Alright, now we're just gonna mix it up. One thing about quick breads is like, you know, you can't, it's much harder to overmix than like cakes and stuff, so that's fun. That's make life easier. When you add date stuff, it does change everything to a very earthy kind of color, so it darkens everything. So be prepared for that. Alright, so our next step is we're going to bake this big boy off. Bad boy, big boy, bad boy, big boy, bad boy, big boy. I don't know. We'll find out. I should have got my tins ready. I did not. Alright, I don't usually line my my quick bread tins with parchment because I've never had a problem with them coming out. Cakes, on the other hand, that's a totally different story. So, I just give it a spray. Put some of this in here. Alright. And then, you know what? I have some crumble left over from my plum recipe, which is coming soon. My plum tart. It's coming soon. So I'm gonna put a crumble on here. That's so cool. I'm gonna do that. So I made a crumble a few weeks ago, and crumbles are really cool. They're just sugar and butter and stuff, and I just stored mine in the freezer until I use the rest of it. So that's what I'm gonna do. First thing first though, we are going to pour the batter in. Okay, so we got the banana, we got the banana mix. Now before I add the crumble, I like chocolate chips in mine. Some people don't, so I am gonna just put chocolate chips in half of it. Just sprinkle some on one half of it. And kind of poke those in. And then other people wanted apple in their banana bread. So I took some dried apples, because I think dried apples, if you use fresh apples, you get more of a mushy texture. But if you use dried apples, it's kind of like when you add raisins or to quick breads and stuff like that, there's this nice little chew to it. And so I just rehydrated them a little so they don't dry out too much. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle those in here on that side. So apple banana bread with chocolate chips on one half and apple on the other half. So we'll do that. And then we're gonna just do what we did before and poke that into the batter, that side of the batter, so it's more throughout. So I'm gonna take the crumble, take a handful of crumble, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top. And then I'm gonna sprinkle like 1 or 2, just to make it look, I don't know, something-ish. We're gonna make it look something-ish. I wanna get some crumble in that, in there. Alright. And then we'll sprinkle a few apple chunks on top too. Alright. Cover it with a little cinnamon. And then we are just going to clean up the edges a little bit. And we're cleaning up the edges. Look at that. Chocolate chip. Chocolate chip. Chocolate chip. Woo, woo. Anyway, I'm going to put it in the oven for it's on 350. It's been preheating 350. And then you bake it for 50 minutes. My glasses. You bake it for 50 minutes to an hour. I put the timer for about 45 minutes just to see what it looks like. I'm still not completely used to this oven, so let's do this. All right, so there we go. I just put banana bread in the oven, and I will see how it goes. We'll be back. Hi, everybody. I'm back cooking, looking with Keisha. Look, it's done. It's done. Look at that. It's really pretty. It smells amazing. So the one side is the apple, the other side is the chocolate chip because I wanted chocolate chips. Let's see. Let's cut this thing in half because, well, half of it's mine, half of it's not. But yeah, it's like super moist inside. It's still a little warm. It's only been cooling for about an hour. I did wind up cooking it for the full hour. So I put it in at 45 minutes, then put it in at another 10 minutes, and then another 5 minutes. And I covered it just to make sure we get the middle cooked on it. So you just put a piece of foil on it and let that heat kind of heats that up a little bit. That's a great trick for when you're like, my center's not done. So yeah. I'm gonna cut more on this side because that's the one I want. You should see Blackie's down here and he's like, hold on. He's like, this is what he does when he wants something. He'll just sit there and he's like, feed me, give me some. Sometimes he will even look down, like he doesn't want to look directly at you. He's like, I'm not really here begging. I'm just here, just being. I'm just here. So anyway, he's so cute. I love my dog. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so I am going to cut another slice, and this crumble, look at that, it's so crunchy. I like crumbles because yeah, they got this little crunch to them and stuff. So let's taste this bad boy. Ooh. I got some oat milk. You know me, my oat milk. Oh, look at that. It has like, I guess because I left some of the banana kind of chunky, has like chunks of actual banana. I like that. Yeah, that tastes like banana bread, which is good because that's what I was going for, right? I like it. And it's not super sweet, so if you want a super sweet, like I said, I will leave a recipe. It'll be linked down below. So if you want it super sweet, just use full sugar. I'm making sure there's no chocolate chip in here. Here you go, babe. Yeah, he's happy now. Well, bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Just like and subscribe. Remember to go to buttygirlgreetings.com. You know, that's how we pay the bills here. You can buy cards, prints. I have a whole bunch of stuff on there now. I keep adding stuff because, well, I have a lot of stuff and I just take pictures and I put it on there. So I have that, but don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to give me feedback, that'd be cool too. Not really sure why I'm pointing this way. I think I'm just gonna end these in like weird points from now on, like last time I did that. What for? Anyway, so yeah, so just like and subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.